Early Turkic tribes are the unification. The Turkic Khaganate was born out of the consolidation of various nomadic Turkic tribes that roamed the Eurasian steppes. These tribes including the Abylaikhan clan are believed to have originated in the Altai Mountains, and their rise began in the early 6th century. They were initially vassals of the Rouran Khaganate, but gained power by overthrowing the Rourans under the leadership of Bami, who became the first Khan. The unification of these tribes was driven by shared language, culture, and the desire to challenge external threats. Religion played a vital role in legitimizing the power of the Han. A spiritual belief system centered on the sky god Tengri was the primary religion. Shamanism always had a significant role, with shamans acting as intermediaries between the human and spiritual worlds, advising leaders and conducting rituals to ensure success in battle of favorable weather. The spread of the Buddhism also influenced central regions. So is never dispenses the core shamanistic.
With collapse, the Turkish Khaganate had a significant influence on subsequent Turkish states, such as Gokul Khaganate and Uyghur Khaganate. It laid the foundation of formation of Turkish identity and culture, as well as for future political interests in Central Asia. The cultural and historical legacy of the Turkish Khaganate continues to impact the modern world, especially in terms of language, art, and traditions of Turkish people. Its history is an important part of the overall heritage of Eurasian nomadic civilizations.
The Turks first encountered the Absolutes as they sought to expand their control over the wealthier, settled regions of Central Asia. The Absolute Empire, which controlled vast territories from the Caspian Sea to northern India and East Turkestan, posed a significant challenge to the Turkic ambitions. The Turks, despite having a large and flexible army, could not defeat the Absolutes on their own. Their war against the Abdalids became successful when they allied with Sasanian Iran, a former vassal of the Abdalids. The Sasanians had been paying the Abdalids an annual tribute in silver, as evidenced by coins bearing both Abdalid and the Pahlavi inscriptions. This alliance proved critical. In 564, the Sasanian Shah Khusrau Anushirvan sent his army to Takarstan and seized it from the Abdalids, depriving them of their secure base. This allowed of Turkish Kagan Silzibu to decisively crush the Abdalid kingdom between 563 and 567. However, the fall of the Abdalids did not lead to long-term harmony between the Turks and their allies, the Sasanians. Rivalry soon emerged over the control of the caravan routes and the strategic lands that connected east and west. After the fall of the Abdalids, tension rose between the Turks and Sasanians. Both powers wanted control over the lands lying along the major caravan roads, which were essential for controlling the trade in silk, precious goods, and luxury items between the east and the west. The possession of these lands offered strategic control over the trade and the wealth in the region. While the military alliance between the Turks and Sasanians temporarily benefited both sides, the rivalry over the trade routes and the territorial control strained their relations. Following the collapse of the Abdalid Empire and rising tensions with Sasanian Iran, the Turks sought new alliances. They turned their attention to Byzantium, hoping to open up new trade routes for silk and other goods by bypassing Persia. The first Turkish embassy to Byzantium, led by Sogdian merchant Manach, failed when Khusrau Anushirvan of Iran, despite tensions with the Turks, bought all the silk brought by the envoy and burned it in front of him. A second embassy to Byzantium was equally unsuccessful. However, in 575, after Byzantium and Iran concluded a temporary truce, the Turks decided to make a more direct approach to Byzantium Emperor Justin II. Manach led another embassy to Constantinople, this time traveling through the Caucasus. This mission was more successful, and upon returning, Manach brought back the Byzantine ambassador Zimarhus to the Turkish Khagan's court. Menander's records describe their diplomatic meetings, the golden throne of the Khagan, and the purification rituals performed by the Byzantines. The discussions between the two powers focused on direct silk trade between the Turks and the Byzantium, bypassing Persia and forming a military alliance against Sasanian Iran. Although no specific decisions were reached on the silk trade, the Turks and the Byzantium did align their military interests to some degree. Byzantium, having recently learned how to cultivate silkworms, no longer needed to rely on external silk imports and was primarily interested in military support against Iran. In response to shifting political dynamics, the Turks launched a campaign into the Bosporus of Cimmeria, Crimea, and the Western Caucasus after Byzantium attempted to use the rebellious Warhan vassals of the Turks against them. This further complicated relations in the region.